Hey guys, Adam Yorston here with YNA. I've got a chance to sit down today with Blake Vincent from Principal LED. Blake, how you doing?
Good, Adam. How are you today?
Doing well. How's the family holding up in Principal down in Texas during this time?
Yeah, everybody's good. Thanks for asking. I hope the same's for you and anybody that watches this. We're praying for everybody, and hopefully everybody's being safe right now. And it's a tough time, but we're all going to pull through it. We know that.
Awesome. We're all in it together.
Absolutely.
We wanted to go out and cover a few topics that people might be wondering about the state of Principal LED, the current situation, LEDs in general. So we were able to reach out to a few great customers and distributors and pull together a few questions for you.
Okay, great.
One of the big things we were wondering, what are things like right now at PLED and in San Angelo, and how are things at the facility? What are we doing? How are things affecting the employees and business right now?
Well, I mean, I think overall, Adam, I mean, look, spirits are still pretty high here. I mean, we happen to be in a little part of the country where we're a little more, I wouldn't say less populated and a little more rural. So, I mean, really up to date, we haven't had any cases here. I think maybe we might have had our first case in our county today. But overall, I mean, we're business as usual, or trying to be business as usual. Now, obviously, we're doing everything that the CDC says to protect your employees, and we're taking all the steps there to do that. And again, we're talking to our employees daily. We're as many of our employees that can work from home and do it remotely, we're doing that. But overall, it's business here as usual. We're still shipping material and trying to keep everybody safe and protected here as best we can.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate that. Assembly is a major part of the Principal LED business. Has assembly slowed down, or have you guys continue to keep the facility busy?
No. I mean, we're still rocking. I mean, we're we're having a great sales month. I mean, I know there's always sometimes a backlog, and that could. I think we're all going to experience some slowdown at some point. But right now, we're cranking out material. Everything's solid here. We haven't had one layoff. We don't plan to. I mean, that's one thing that how can you take care of your employees? I think it's twofold. One, you make sure that you're following CDC guidelines, doing all those things. We're making sure that even in assembly, manufacturing, shipping, that we're practicing those, what the CDC has put into place. We have hand sanitizing stations, all those things that are important, as well as social distancing and doing all that we can. And our folks wearing nitrite gloves, and we're doing all the steps necessary to protect them there. But the other way you protect your employees is stability. And one thing that we're going to do is we're going to keep them employed, and as long as we possibly can. I mean, we don't have any intentions of doing any layoffs. I mean, but for that matter, Brian and I will forgo our salaries before we lay off of our employees, and that's one thing that we're committed to, and keeping paychecks coming in for them, and making sure that they're taking care of their families.
Well, that's pretty incredible. Obviously commendable. And that's what I think the industry and everybody needs right now is stability. We're going to get to the other side of it. Beyond all that, and we appreciate everything you're doing, we had some actual pretty interesting questions, if you don't mind. And a couple came in from some of our great distributor partners.
Sure.
We're blessed to have them across the country. One of the questions that came in was from a distributor, and they asked, with layouts being so popular lately, are you seeing more people adopt your LED Wizard 8 product and doing more layouts in-house? Are you still seeing a massive flow of layouts being requested at PLED?
Well, it's really a three-pronged approach when you look at the our layout options that we have. And first of all, it's a great question. And actually, as you look at LED Wizard 8, which is the new platform that allow you to do the most detailed and customized layouts possible, our overall usage continues to grow and be strong there. I got some information from Jeff Fassett, which oversees that team today. Just, we get constant updates. And so I'll kind of reference some of his points here. He says, hey, we have about 800 companies signed up right now since we launched, with almost 1,000 individual users. So that, when we launched it, we're seeing that grow tremendously there. We've signed up an average of about 35 new companies a week There's an average of over 700 launches per week that we're doing, and we're standing by to set up customers and provide any type of training and support there. So we built a solid team around getting those sign companies trained and up to speed if they want to do their own customized layouts themselves. But the second piece of that is the easy layout builder, and that continues to we're hitting record volumes there. Right now, excuse me, an average.
That's the portion where they can do their own layout right on the website, no software download.
Absolutely, that's it, Adam. So you can go to our website, you go to Easy Layout Builder, and at all the back end support and software there is your LED wizard. It's just a trimmed down version of that. And really where that's being utilized most is, hey, somebody needs to get a layout back within 10 minutes or 5 minutes. They want to get that off their desk. They want to get their quote out. That's what they're using. And right now we're averaging about 5,000 layouts a month through that Easy Layout Builder. So it's becoming huge. It's great for your basic channel letter and cabinet layouts where you just need that in a few minutes, like I said. So, and as we launch new products, as you know, we're having our internal webinar launch today for our new 24-volt Patriot. All those new products that we're launching are also on that Easy Layout Builder, so they can even move to our newest and most up-to-date product if they want to get it done there. And then the third prong approach, real quick, Adam, is just internal layout team. And it is still, we have 5 guys inside that do nothing but layouts. We do on average about 400 custom layouts a week. So anywhere from 1,500 to 2,000 layouts a month that we're still doing there. And a lot of that is for your bigger program stuff where, as we're getting more and more specs, we're seeing customers say, hey, I really need your guys to do it instead of ours. We want to verify and make sure it's as accurate as it can be for this program.
That's awesome. Another big question that's trending right now, actually a handful of our distributor partners asked this particular question. Do you see, and you announced a new product that will be launched today and going into next week, do you see the market abandoning 12 volt and moving to 24 volt? Or do you see 12 volt and 24 coinciding?
Yeah, absolutely not. I think they're going to coincide. I mean, there's a right time to use 12 volts and there's a right time to use 24 volts. It is not a one-trick pony and one product will do it all. So look, I think on your normal everyday channel letter sets, your 5-inch deep stuff, and that's just pretty average normal size, I think 12 volts still the right way to go in a lot of cases. Just because there's been a somewhat of a misconception out there that 24 volt is always more efficient and you can always get run footage, is always the right way to go. That's not the case. There's a lot of very efficient 12 volt systems that are out there. It's all in how you design and build those systems. But so quick answer is 12 volts not going anywhere, but the Patriot platform that we're launching is a 24 volt module system.
So you see Principal maintaining a 12 volt line and 24 volt lines as far as we can tell.
Absolutely. Quick Mod's not going anywhere. It's our 12 volt workhorse line for modules. And then the new Patriot series will be those 24 volt options where they make sense.
That's awesome. Hey, Blake, well, we got a great question that I think tackles the industry as a whole in what we do in selling LEDs. One of our great customers asked a question, and they wanted to know really what does Principal do, and maybe you'll speak to LEDs in general. What do they do with an LED when you make a quick mod today, and then you make a quick mod in 3 years from now to ensure that chip, lens, and consistency and color temperature is the same as the quick mod you made 3 years ago? What are the practices to ensure that product is the same product made every time you make a new batch?
Well, I think the first and foremost thing is we just don't rely on our overseas and contract manufacturers to do that. There's a lot of companies out there that say, hey, they'll give them the data, they'll give them the information on what that bin range is or that ANSI bin or whatever that may be, and they'll take it and they'll just accept that. We've put in a huge investment into automation equipment, things here in the U.S. that allow us to now we source our own LEDs. We don't rely on an overseas partner just to buy those and you don't know what you're getting. We're using the top level LED qualities and the tightest bin ranges to ensure color consistency and quality as we do that. I mean, we work with Seoul Semiconductor, we work with Nichia on those. And then when we get those LEDs in, that's the difference is we have the equipment now to do all the testing. We have integrating spheres in our facility in Texas. We have heat chambers. We have we can drop that temperature down to check cold weather environments. So everything that we do, we validate and verify what the data that we're getting in on those spec sheets. And then, so not only is it the best quality you're getting now, but it's going to be consistent as it goes forward in the future. And, you see me wearing this Make LEDs Great Again hat, Adam, and I love it on right behind you on your little armored guard there. But, it's a pun or, play on words here, I should say, but we're proud to be the first LED company that is now making a full module system here in the U.S. We're going to continue to grow that.
And I think that kind of that rolls into the second question that this customer had, and I thought this one was a great one. They said that they're getting LEDs into their shops, and people are calling them and telling them, "Hey, it's LM80. Here's the lumens. Here's the watts. Here's the beam angle." You just mentioned Principal bringing a lot of equipment in-house to test. And their question was, is there a standard today or is the market with a little bit of freedom that they can really print? I mean, are they relying on their overseas partners to tell them what's coming out of this LED, or what level of third-party or independent testing is really happening in today's market?
Well, I think my personal opinion is I think there's some LED manufacturers that want to call themselves manufacturers that are not significant players in this space that will rely 100% on whatever their overseas or contract manufacturers in Asia are telling them, and they'll just translate that over to they'll just take their spec sheet and then convert that over to a spec sheet with their logo on it, and then go out there and tell people, hey, this is exactly what it is. Well, we take our competitors' products and we actually test those here. And a lot of times what we're finding is that data that's on that spec sheet that our competitors putting out is not what it really is. And, I think it's important to be transparent to our customers and make sure that we're giving them what is on that data sheet when they go to our website and pull that down and look at, hey, what are the lumens? What's the efficiency? What are those things? That they're accurate and meet the requirements, because especially as you grow into the spec world and you're starting to get more programs at them, it's important that, your data is spot on. And that's the difference with us now. And I think it's a total separates us from anybody else that we're now doing this here in our facility in Texas, not only building the module, but doing that second level of testing and verification here on our system to ensure that what we get from some of our contract manufacturers, because we'll never be able to produce 100% here. I mean, it probably won't happen for a while. I mean, that's the goal, to get there eventually, but we can still always verify and test and make sure that what we're putting out onto the street is the best quality and it matches up with our data sheets.
That's awesome. And with the testing in-house, you're saying we're testing some other products beyond Principal. Are companies reaching out and saying, hey, I used to use this, and we're able to go out and compare that and get them the data that we find on our end?
Absolutely. I mean, we've had customers send us a module, say, hey guys, we know you guys can do this, and we can do it within a short period of time because we have all the equipment here. We don't have to send that off to a third-party lab. We don't have to send it off overseas to get that data done. We can do it right here and help verify that. But I mean, obviously we're always doing them on our products, but we have taken our competitors' products and looked at them. And there's been several cases where that data just doesn't correlate with what they're putting on their data sheet.
That's good to know. I've got two final questions for you. Yep. First one, this was a pretty good question. I had a customer reach out and we were talking, and I said, you know what? I love what they're doing down there, but I would want to ask them their opinion. And the question was, what drove you to American Made, and why is it so important to you and your brother, Brian Vincent, that PLED is making the strides they're making to be a true American LED company?
Yeah, I mean, it's a great question, whoever asked that. First of all, anybody that knows me and Brian, we both grew up with two educators in our family. We saw our parents work hard, and we saw, there's no better country to live in. I mean, we have the opportunity to start with nothing and build something and become whoever we want to be in this country. We have the freedom to do that. And you'll see on our new taglines and everything, we're sticking with this freedom to innovate slogan. And, for us, we're creating jobs first and foremost. That's important. And I think that's something to be proud of. And my brother and I are really proud of that. But secondly, look, we want to put our destiny in our own hands. We don't want to rely on others. You see all the concerns that are going on in China, and there's, you think about all the tariffs that have taken place and the geopolitical concerns that are going on, and, concerns around this virus and where it started and how it started. There's all these questions. We want to put ourselves in a position. We started this even well before the tariffs, Adam. 18 months ago, we said, hey, we're going to diversify. We're not going to diversify by going to and having multiple contract manufacturers per se. We're going to bring that right here to Texas. And I think with all that's going on right now, you're going to see more companies start to do that. And I feel great about it because we're ahead of the game. We're already there. We're rolling out modules, and it's something to be proud of. And my brother and I are real proud of the fact that we're creating jobs here and doing it the right way, Adam.
That's awesome. And Blake, I got one last question. I didn't want to prep you on this one because it's the longest you and I have ever done a serious conversation. For the other 49 states where our customers and distributor partners and friends live, can you explain to them what a ranch water is? All
right. So, well, it's hard to explain because they don't know what Topo Chico is. But Topo Chico is a Mexican mineral water. All right. It's come out. It started in Mexico. Of course, we're only 2.5 hours north of the border. So it's like a soda water, but it's called Topo Chico. You got to check it out. And the ranch part, so that's the ranch part is tequila. So it's pretty easy drink, Adam. It's tequila and Topo Chico, and then with a little bit of lime in there.
There you go. American LEDs and a ranch water.
All right. Awesome, Adam. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate everything.
Blake, thanks for your time. Keep doing what you're doing.
Hey, real quick, Adam, before we do depart, I just want to seriously again reiterate, I know there's a lot of families and a lot of people that are hurting right now. And, one thing, we're doing everything we can, our responsibility. We've got even some of our overseas partners that had an overabundance of masks. There's a huge concerns around PPE type equipment, and we're gonna bring those in, donate those to hospitals, and do all we can. And I would encourage all of us to do that. It's our responsibility to keep America the best country that it is, and keep America great, and let's keep LEDs great again. All right.
There you go, Blake. Thank you for your time.
Thanks, Adam.